Well, hello. It's been a long time since I've come on here with an update and a request for some assistance. Uh, some of you may remember my story. My son Christian was murdered on March 11th, 2021. And if you do the math, it has been well over 5 years since that happened. And for those of you who have no understanding of how the criminal legal justice system works, um, the defense in the case, uh, when it's state versus the accused, the defense gets basically all the rights pre-trial. Every decision regarding where the trial takes place, how often you get continuances. There's a million things. They can, they usually get to dismiss evidence, like something they call exculpatory evidence, which is like of prior crimes, so that they don't look like a criminal in front of the jury, things like that. So in my case, I haven't been on since we actually finally, after a gazillion continuances, we made it to trial last November, and it resulted in a hung jury, and the judge declared a mistrial. We had 11 jurors who voted unanimously one way, and one juror of the 12 who refused to vote with the rest of the jury member. And because of that, um, the judge declared a mistrial. So we had to reset trial. So after all of this time, um, we have to redo the whole trial again. Now, this is par for course. Um, if you followed the story, you know that I've been through two preliminary hearings, which is just the beginning parts where they even decide if there's enough evidence to go to trial. So now we're on our second actual trial. So I've done two preliminary trials. Now I'm doing two regular trials. We've had two prosecutors, we've had two defense attorneys, and we are on our fifth judge. My son's case has been dragged out. Um, Most criminal cases are finished by the end of the 2 year mark, three tops. But we were supposed to do our second trial from the November mistrial. We were supposed to do our second trial next month. It was supposed to take place on July 14th through the 20th. We were finally going to get this done, get this man put in prison, and maybe my family could start to try to heal because we're not fighting for justice. Well, remember what I said a minute ago about the defense getting all of the rights? Well, they last minute in our pretrial conference that happens like 30 days before the trial, we go to court. They can file any motions, anything last minute as far as like discovery, certifying expert witnesses, things like that. It's last minute stuff to get ready to go to trial. Well, the defense just up and said, oh, well, my expert backed out last minute, so I have to get a new expert for this case, so I need a continuance. And obviously, the prosecutor, the state, argued against that because of the length of time. But again, the defense gets all of the rights. The judge in this case actually asked me if I would like to make a statement regarding there being another continuance. And of course, I was like, yes, sir, please let me. And I got up there and explained to him what dragging this out has put me and my family through, especially my youngest son. We both have PTSD from this incident. As you know, he was with me the day that Christian went missing and was killed. He was with me when we found out that he was gone. My Jace has been through it all with me, and we both need this done so that we can get a fraction of our lives back so we can try to heal. So I got up there and I told the judge all this. I'm like, Your Honor, we need to get this done. We need to be able to start to try to heal. We have lost all faith in the justice system because of how much this has just dragged out and been unbelievably ridiculous. I mean, you guys have seen it. There's all these cases where they're going to trial within a year and getting convictions, and this is over with, on that end of it. And trial got postponed from July 14th to September 29th, which will be, I believe I figured up the amount of days, 2,028 days since my son was killed, which is just unbelievably ridiculous. There is no reason that my family has been dragged through fighting for over 2,000 days. It's ludicrous, y'all. I can't, my brain is so broken because of how badly this has been fumbled consistently. I just don't even know I don't know if I'll ever be able to fix what's broken in my head anymore. The amount of anxiety attacks, the amount of times I've been dragged to court for all these different hearings. Y'all, I've been to court so many times I can't even count anymore. I actually was going to go on CaseNet and look at how many actual court dates there's been, because I've been at every single one, which, has meant time off work. I have lost wages. And there's a crime victims compensation fund, but you have to apply for that money within the first 2 years of the crime. Well, that's when most of them are done by, but I guess F me, right? That's the good news. Because I know about that now, I have begun a nonprofit organization in my son's honor, the Voice of Truth Foundation. And our whole goal as an organization will be to help families like mine and what we went through. My whole goal will be to sit with mamas in courtrooms so they never sit by themselves. It will be to get private investigators involved if the police aren't doing enough of a job or paying enough attention to a case. It's going to be to help with getting second autopsy as obtained, in case, we feel like they missed something. It's going to be controlled media blasts to get the information out there so that it can't be swept under the rug by corrupt departments. We will change how the justice system works. And my goal right now is honestly to try to meet with Josh Hawley, our senator, to talk about putting legislation forward for two things, actually. There's two things that I'd like to see happen. I want to see companies have to offer bereavement leave for mothers and fathers who lose children. The standard bereavement leave for anybody, no matter who it is, whether it's your sister or your kid or your grandma, is 3 days. Well, we get 6 to 12 weeks maternity leave in this country. And I think we should get at least that if you lose a child. I mean, if you're supposed to get that amount of time to bond with your newborn and care for them, you need to have that amount of time to grieve for your child. So that's one thing that I'd like to see put forward. Christian's law sounds really cool, and I like the ring of that. But the other thing that I would like to see put forward is that the victims get more rights in these pretrial motions in these cases. There should absolutely be a cutoff to how many times they're allowed to do continuances, because they have a right to a speedy trial, but they don't have to exercise it, which means they can keep dragging the victim's family through absolute hell. And that's got to stop. It's got to stop. This has to quit being a thing. The families, the survivors of homicide, the moms, the dads, the brothers, the sisters, the children, the grandparents have to quit getting dragged through the mud. We have to quit getting ignored like what happened to us didn't matter. So I have a lot of things that I want to see come out of what happened to my son. Obviously, the first thing is to get this man that killed my son put in prison. And I need the state to quit. Well, not the state. The state's not actually doing the wrong thing. I need the justice system to quit fighting against me for that. I absolutely need that to happen. The one thing that y'all can help me with is I'd like to blow up, okay, phone calls and letters and emails. When I say that, I mean communication wise, blow up the office of the Attorney General, Catherine Hanaway, to get her to change my son's case to a death penalty case. It's been told to me that it's kind of a line on whether or not it qualifies for a death penalty case, because there's certain restrictions and rules about that. But I think because my son was on disability for mental health, that he qualifies as a special victim and that his case should be a death penalty case. So if we're going to wait this long to go to trial, I want the death penalty to be an option for sentencing. When he gets to sentencing, I would like to see that happen. And I think that if we flood the governor's office, if we flood the AG's office, if we flood Senator Josh Hawley's office with emails and phone calls and messages, that we can maybe get my case looked at and we can get that considered. I don't know where you land on that. And it's okay if you don't support that. I'm not asking you to support that completely in full. If that's something that you're against, I understand that. I just need you to know that because of the details of what this man did to my son, because of how cruelly he killed him, because of how much my son suffered, I think the only fair punishment would be the death penalty, because he took advantage of my son. My son, I guess because of his mental health and losing his father young, he was always seeking like that father figure type person, and like the attaboys. He needed validation. And this man knew that about my son because he'd been his neighbor and he lived around him and he hung around him. So he knew that Christian needed that. So he knew that he could get Christian to do pretty much anything he wanted. All he had to do was give him a little praise, a pat on the back, a hey buddy, you're the only one that can really help me with this. I really need you. And Christian would be on that. And this man knew that. And in my opinion, he took advantage of my son. And he hurt him because he could. Because he could. So I guess I'm asking for support. I've tried to get a petition going for the bereavement thing. I may try to write one up again. But I want to see, I mean, the foundation's going to do everything it can to do good. But I would like to see something big and nationwide and permanent come out of losing my son that helps people, because my Christian, all he ever wanted to do was help people. And if something can come out of this that helps people, he'll be looking down smiling. He will be looking down absolutely smiling on the world. So if you haven't watched through all the videos, if you haven't joined my Facebook page, The Justice for Christian P, If you haven't looked at our website, thevoiceoftruth.org, it's voice-of-truth.org. That's our foundation website. Right now, it's just a landing page. We don't have links for donations or anything yet. We're actually working on grant applications, and we are going to have our first fundraiser here soon. It's going to be an online auction for our first fundraiser, so we are accepting donations for that. So if you are watching this and you have a skill set, if you do cool stuff, if you have cool, awesome things that you would like to donate for the auction, message me. You can send me an email, actually, at voiceoftruth0311@gmail.com. Email me. I'll put that in the description box, and email me. Let me know. Your donation will be tax deductible. I have donation receipt booklet. I will absolutely send you a receipt for the value of whatever item you donate. But yeah, we're getting ready to do the online fundraiser. I'm collecting donations now, and I don't have a Venmo for the foundation yet. I have my personal Venmo. Obviously, if you want to help me in any way, I'll put my personal Venmo in the link, or in the description. But yeah, I want to have the case looked at by somebody higher up and see if we can get more eyes on it. I want to get a meeting with Josh Hawley. If anybody out there knows him and can set up a meeting, please let me know, because I really would like to sit down with him about legislation. And yeah, we are well over 5 years into this, and we are still being pushed to the side. And I'm gonna keep fighting, y'all, but I can't lie. I'm tired. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of feeling like Christian doesn't have a voice anymore. And I keep screaming from the rooftops, but I need help getting louder, because we just got to get this done. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. So I'll put all the links and everything. The Facebook group, please come join it. I did pin to the top of the Facebook group all of the Fox 2 News stories on my son's case, so you can get caught up. If you search Christian Hildebrandt in the YouTube search bar, there's been several videos done on my son's case. I'm over on TikTok. I'm Kim the Lost Soul on TikTok, and I believe that's my name on Instagram too. So yeah, follow me everywhere, please. Help me boost my algorithm. I am going to do better to update on all the socials, what's going on. But I wanted to come on and make a video and go ahead and post this and get this going. Share the video. Let's get Christian's voice out there. Maybe that's what we can call the law, Christian's voice. I kind of like that. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. I appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed day. Be kind to each other. Hug your kids. Tell them you love them every chance you get, because you never know when it'll be the last time you get to. And I'm so grateful that the last time I saw my kid was the night before, and I got to hug him and tell him I loved him. Just be good. Be good to each other. There's so much not good going on in the world. Sending you guys all kinds of love. And if you pray, I'll take all the prayers I can get too. Thank you for listening. Be blessed.